How's it going? Welcome. Thanks for dropping by and saying hey. So as we know, WordPress 6.1 is coming out. So there's some really, really cool things that I think will be very helpful for block developers, theme developers, block theme developers, theme developers who build blocks. Whatever. I mean, there's three things that I think I'm going to talk about today. Now, full disclosure, I haven't played around with them like in the code too much, a little bit, just enough to kind of get things working. But I want to kind of mess around with it and see what we can find. So first, the three things that I want to talk about today is query loop block variations. And the other thing that I want to talk about is this is a great article written by Justin Tadlock, who is a friend and colleague. So we're going to talk about classic themes using block template parts. Does that make sense? So being able to pull in like something from your templates folder into a classic theme. So I'm gonna kind of go through this article that Justin wrote and kind of do some coding there. And the last thing, another thing is block.json now supports this new render field, and what that's going to do is allow you to render. Sorry, I paste that in there. Dynamic blocks. Just by defining the template that you want it to use, the PHP template. So three really exciting things. Now, this only works if you have the Gutenberg 14.1 plugin installed. These features they are going to be in 6.1, and so they are only in the Gutenberg plugin right now. So let's talk about query loop. So in my Twitch workspace, so what I've done, I kind of set this up a little bit. So we're going to kind of just mess with it here. So I have my Twitch theme, which I hate it when this stuff goes over there. Make sure my theme is actually activated. So this is my theme. I'm gonna put a big picture of my big stupid face in there. Is that so I know? Okay. So now we go to posts. All right. Let me just show you what I have set up. So in my Twitch themes, okay, it says view results. I don't want to view results. Get out of here. Sorry, Twitch is yelling at me. Cool. So I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm gonna just zoom in a little bit. Right. So what I have set up is I did this. I added a little entry to my Webpack here, which is just going to do all the block stuff, but it's also going to reach in and do some variation stuff. And then my variation is very simple. This is literally the code that I've stolen. Yeah, just ignore these squiggly lines because Prettier and ESLint are fighting. They are fighting to the death in my particular thing. So, okay. So the way that it works is we're registering a block variation just the way that we register block variations, right? So this is going to be the core query block that we're registering our variation for. We're giving it a name. I'm gonna get rid of this constant just to save in some code, but you can do it this way. This is going to be Twitch streams, because this is going to be oh wait, what did I do in there? Okay, so we should probably do something a little nicer like that. You know what? This doesn't matter. I'm gonna call this Twitch streams query. Yeah, why not? God, this GitHub Copilot thing, I love it and hate it all at the same time. So this is gonna be the name of the streams. This is gonna be query Twitch streams, right? And this is gonna be display a list of my streams. So just some context here, I've set up a custom post type in this theme, and it is called, where is it? It's in my includes. So I have a streams post type. I've called it Twitch stream down here. Sorry, that was covered. It's called Twitch stream. And so then this is active thing. So this determines when the variation is active. So in this case, it's going to be active if the namespace of the variation is basically my variation, a name up here, or if the post type, the post type of the query is going to be Twitch stream, which is the custom post type. Hey, thanks for the follow, Void House. That's a cool name. It is, yes, crap. It's just really advanced autocomplete. Oh, that's awesome. I like that. I'm gonna tell. I know some people at GitHub. I'm gonna tell them this is the best way it's been described ever. So anyhow, so this is active stuff. So this is all kind of just like standard block variation stuff, right? This isn't anything too crazy daisy here. So now in our attributes, we've got a namespace, which is our name. They're up here, and then this is where things get fun. So we can start querying, adding query stuff in here. So this post type is clearly not correct. I stole it. So I'm going to take my post type here. I'm going to put it in. Post type is going to be that, right? So this is adding just a bunch of query results, right? Well, my chat looks like crap. Okay. Oh, you know what? I don't think I'm building. So let me just, where am I here? No, I'm going to get into my CD, into themes. This is going to be Twitch, theme, npm start. I'm just going to run my build process in the background. This is going to take my variations and everything. And I've done all my sort of in queuing goodness here. Get rid of this thing, you know, doing all this stuff. So I've done the plumbing here. Anyhow, so cool. So now let's go over here and take a look in here. So I'm gonna just edit this title, and I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all of my things because that's what I want to do. I'm gonna call this what is this? Query loop variation. I'm gonna say variations like that for the rest of my life now. All right, so now I should be able to just go Twitch query stream. So I click this, right? I can pick my option. So you can start blank, which just means you can do this, right? And you notice down here, look at the options here that I've set, right? So we have a Twitch a variation here. So I'm just going to update this. That's okay. I'm a 0.01x developer. Yeah. Anyhow, so okay, so this is really cool, right? So now we've done some things, and we've removed some filters. So there's some other stuff going on that I want to kind of talk about here. So this allow controls thing is super powerful. So if I take it off, or if I pass an empty array, I'm pretty sure that this works. So the scope is just a regular thing, a regular property for this. So the scope tells it where it can go. If you had like a block that was like inside a columns block, you could change the scope to block in here, but you basically always pretty much want it to be inserter. So allow controls does what you think it might do, and it manages the controls over here on the left hand side. So if I grab this stuff, is this not building? Hello. I just get rid of that. Maybe passing an empty array. Okay, let's play with that. Anyhow, so am I building? I'm building. Okay. So let's see. So I'm doing a lot of refreshing and moving around. You tell me to shut up and stop doing stuff if it's getting weird. It's getting weird. Okay, cool. So you see all this stuff on the right-hand side here. So these are all the controls, right? So in this case, we have a query loop that we want to query the post type of stream, right? So it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to be able to choose the post type here, right? So let's take it out. And so there is a list of items that can go into allowed block or allow controls. I was thinking about this when I walked my dog this morning because that's what I do. But I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of the name of this because my train of thought goes like this. When I do anything with blocks, it's allowed blocks, right? So my first instinct would be that this should be called allowed ed template or controls. Am I out of my mind in thinking that? I don't know. I feel like I'm sure if I read through that ticket, there's been some discussion about it, but I feel like this is kind of one of those developer experience things that is sort of it's going to be a bit of maybe a nitpick. I don't know. Does anyone care as much about this as I do? Yeah, naming things is very hard, but I mean we do have sort of like a kind of a convention in place where it's allowed and then whatever the thing is we're allowing. But I don't know. If anyone has strong opinions, love to hear them. At any rate, you can get the list of the things. If we look in the actual, sorry, I'm just very zoomed in here. I'm just going to look at this, and we can scroll down to the section that talks about the allow templates things right here. So these are the items that we can add. right? So if I just steal all of these, what's the example they have? So they have all these, right? I'm going to just put this in here. So adding all the things should give us basically all the things. So what am I doing? We got inherit, post type. I'm going to put post type back in. Oops. Is it post type, I think? And then like that. I guess allow controls are shorter than allow controls. Yeah, no, I know, but there's the cognitive dissonance, I think. I mean, it's 2 characters. Yeah, sure, we can save 2 characters, but there's also the cognitive dissonance of like, why is one thing called allow and something else is called allowed? I know I'm splitting hairs, but it's something that I'm going to do. So deal with it. I was kidding. Inherit, post type. We got order. We got sticky. We got tax query. We got search, and we got author. So I'm just going to put them all in, and then we can start taking them out and see what it looks like. Right. So these are the sort of accepted properties at this point, right? Ah, nice. I'm the official hair splitter. Sweet. All right, so these are the controls that we are going to allow. See, it's even harder to say it now because I wanted to say these are the allowed controls, but now I have to say these are the controls that we're allowing. That's right. Anyhow, okay, allow control. So let's see what this does. We'll switch back over to our edit loop over here. We're going to take a look. You know what? I'm going to move me maybe over here. I think that might be the better way of doing it there. All right, so we're going to do a little refresh. And I'm going to grab the thing in here. Oh, grab that. So you can see we've got all of these controls have been allowed. They are allowed. Okay, so let's start taking them away. So what happens if we get rid of, so where's the inherit? Okay, the inherit is, I guess, this, right? So let's see what that does. So if we get rid of inherit, we rebuild, we shouldn't be able to inherit the template, all right? That's, okay, so we've lost that. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you have a whole bunch of controls here that you can get rid of. So like I said, this query loop block, this particular variation is only meant to query post type. So I don't think we ever want to have, to query the specific post type that we're talking about. So I don't think we're ever going to want to inherit the loop. If we did, we wouldn't need it, because if we're on a single post, we could just use a standard query loop. If we're on an archive, we could use, again, a standard query loop, and it'll get all that information for us when we're building out like our theme templates. So I think we also don't want to have post type, because why would we ever change this post type? So I'll refresh this, right? And grab that. We shouldn't. So there's no post type now. So what else can we get rid of? So order, okay, so we can get rid of the order. That's going to get rid of that. Where do you see? I don't see where sticky is. Do you see? Do you see where sticky is? Maybe advanced. I wonder if sticky needs to be. Okay. Well, let's save that. We'll refresh it. Does anyone know offhand if your custom post types need to support sticky? I think they do. Oh my sweet lord. Custom post type. Register post type. Sticky? Maybe it doesn't. It only works for posts. This has changed recently. So sticky only works for posts. I did not know that. Author, trackbacks, revisions, editor, executive revisions. So you can't make stuff. All right. Okay. So that doesn't matter then. So I guess the sticky thing doesn't really pertain to what we're doing. So we can actually just get rid of it. It's not showing up anyway, so it doesn't matter. No, I'm sure you're right, Corey. I haven't really done a lot of custom post types in a while. And I never use sticky. I don't think I've ever used sticky post types in my career ever. That's a bold statement. I don't know. All right, cool. So what else can we get rid of? So tax query, search, and author. I think that comes into the filters. We've got taxonomies, search. Wait. What does search do? Where does search come from? So we turn off tax query and author. I think these two things have gone. So keyword is not. Oh, that's probably the search. Okay, let's double check that. Let's have a look. Boom, filters, keyword. So keyword maps to search, maps to keywords. So if I get rid of that, let's see what happens. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well that doesn't work. So this is something that we cannot inner blocks use content with. We can't turn that off. It looks like. So if you pass an empty array to allow controls, you'll get the bare minimum controls. Okay, well that's cool. So, and then we can actually mess with our. Let's see. We can. So the allow controls things is pretty cool, but I think that this is probably the more powerful thing that we're more interested in here. So we got our post type. So query per page, pages, page offset is all order by date, author, search. Let's do a search. So what? Okay, I'm gonna go. We'll call it test. Maybe I'll just go stream. Put stream in there. So this is going this. I'm assuming that this is only going to show the single post, the one I call test stream, because I'm doing. Nope. This is where the stream falls off the tracks there, my friends.
24 hours later.
So this is where we kind of got to yesterday, and it was like then things just fell off the rails, and I didn't know why, and now I know why. So in order to get, so what was actually happening was, let me take us through this now. So if I get rid of this, okay, and I hit update. So what I was doing was I was inserting my query stream, right? Cool. So then I'm picking one of these patterns. So you can choose one of these patterns that are kind of built in with the theme, right? Or you can pick one of the blank ones, like one of these, which I don't know how to get out of here now. Do I know how to get out of here? I don't know how to get out of here now. Oh no, what happened? I'm just gonna delete that. Right, so I'm gonna delete this too. So we'll do the query stream again, right? So at this point, if we check and look and see what's going on in the code editor, you can see that my query is matching the attributes that I've set are actually matched, are correct now, because I'm setting a title, author is blank, search is blank, sticky is blank, inherit is false, but my order, my per page stuff, all that's correct. Now watch what happens. If I go back to the visual editor, I'm going to pick the title one, check it out. Look what happens. My query is taking the default query. It's taking basically the default query stuff that come with those patterns. So it was an issue with the patterns. The patterns are what we're getting in my way. So to fix that, there's two ways that we can do this. The first way, and maybe the simplest way, is by adding an inner blocks instance into our variation, and then we can basically create the template or the pattern, that we want to show. So this will be, post title, post insert, and then pagination and no query results. So, and now if we look, I've got this set to 1, and this should be ascending title. What is this set to right now? Okay, anyways, but we'll get rid of it. So if I now remove this, okay, I'm gonna update this. I'm gonna do a hard refresh. I'm going to put in. So first things first, I didn't get the prompt to pick one. It just gave me one. So this is now correct. It's following we've got the title, we've got the excerpt, we've got pagination, and then we've got the no results. So if we want to change this now, we make this, let's set this to 10 or whatever. Let's set this to 6. I think I've only got 2 in there. So if we delete this now, just for the, I think this might even just work. Let's just delete it to be sure. We'll update. All right, I'm gonna refresh. We add this back in. So you see now, I've asked for 6, but now it's only showing 2 because I've only got 2 saved. I've only got 2 instances of this post. So this is cool. And it's also, you know, it's doing things in the correct order. If I set this to descending, I wonder if I just, I'm gonna update this. I wonder if this will just work. Let's just see. Probably gonna have to, because it's an attribute, I'm probably gonna have to change it. Yeah, okay, so let's delete this. We'll update it. We'll add it, hard refresh, sorry. Then we're gonna add it back in query streams. Now we see we've got it in the opposite way. It's respecting the stuff. Let's put it through some more paces here. I'm gonna update this. I'm just gonna go back and see what I got. So in my streams, I've only got 2. So if do I have other authors set up? All users? No. Let's create a new one. We'll call this me at me.me. First name is me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So don't want to do that. I'm gonna set this up as a whatever, an editor. And we're gonna add new user. I'm doing this because, do I have that? Oh, okay. I'm doing this because I want to be able to basically switch this. I want to do an author query. Do I have user switching? I do. This is like the best plugin ever. I don't know if you've ever used user switching or not, but what it allows you to do is come in here and switch to a particular user. So if I switch to this user now, and I come into streams and I add a new stream, yeah, you can go away. This is a stream by me. All right, we're gonna publish that. Okay, let's go back. So now we should have, oh yeah, do it up here. Switch back to admin, right? You can see, all. So there's only 2, it's okay. Weird. Did I not set author on this? Okay, so let's try an author. I think we have an author named me. So we'll see what happens. So let's go into posts and query loop variations. So this hopefully should, this is pulling all of them. So we're gonna get rid of this because the attributes haven't updated. So we need to update that. So on and so forth. Query streams, the list should, oh, didn't work. Okay, why didn't it work? Wonder why it didn't work. Okay, let's try again. Maybe I'm just not doing that right. Okay, so let's see. So if I filter by author and I go admin, right? Interesting. Me? Huh. Okay, well, I wonder why that is. That seems strange. Oh, you're totally right. I think that's right. Crumpet Coconut, welcome to the stream. You're totally right. Let me just take a look in here. I don't know what I set this as. What does it support? It doesn't support author, so maybe that's why. It's like serendipity that you were here to solve my problem for me, and I appreciate you for it. Okay, so let's try this again. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? That's probably exactly what it was. Let's see. Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? It's not working. Is it working? What's going on here? So I do me. Aha! Okay, so that, you're brilliant. So I think it might need to be that. It's a horrible name, but let's just see. Cool. All right, close. So what was I doing? Right. Okay, I'm gonna insert a block. Hello, get out of here. All right, do this thing. So wait, probably. I'm so excited to fix that I lost my train of thought. I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to see if this works. So now if I put in my query stream block, boom. That's interesting. So it's still not really working. It works like over here. If I do that, I get them. If I get me, I get them. I wonder if I'm just putting like the wrong thing in here. I wonder if it's like some kind of different thing. Anyways, so it seems to work, sort of. Let's see. What's it trying to ask for? Let's look. This has got me all like, weird. Okay, so it's trying to make. I'm assuming I'm just doing something wrong with it. Let's see. So if I put this in, I'm just gonna check and see what the payload is by adding it. We'll see what happens. No, not there. Stream. So what? How is there no payload? Okay. So me. There we go. So what's the payload? Oh, it's an ID. Okay, of course. Let's do that. So that seems to make a lot more sense, right? Technical code, yeah. So it's definitely an ID. So we'll see. Let's see if this works now. There we go. Okay, so I was just doing it wrong because I'm dopey. Gutenberg code view. I mean, to see what attribute setting, we actually set it manually. Yeah, it's definitely it's an author ID, which makes complete sense because names and emails and all that stuff can change. So why would it be anything else? So anyway, so this is clearly working now, which I'm super excited about. So the next thing that you can do is, instead of doing inner blocks, you can actually do this by registering a pattern, a block pattern. So that's the second way of doing it. So what I've done, I've just stolen a pattern. There's a couple of pull requests. I think it's this one. No, it's this one. So this pull request is where I got this from, right? So what I'm doing here, I can make this like quite simple. So I'm registering. You can hide that. So I'm just giving it my example. I'm just going. There's a title. There's a description. This is the content. We've got a query block in here somewhere. We have the query block in here. We're doing a one post per page, post type of stream. We're gonna set order by date, in descending order. Maybe I'll just set this to 4 right now. Whatever, sure. And then so that gets inserted. I'm just adding a couple categories. So this is the part that I think is important. So this is the list of blocks that this particular pattern will be associated with. Now, in the pull request, it actually has it like this, where it has the name of it has our name of the variation name is what I'm going for here. Now this, I couldn't get this to work. This could be that I'm just doing it wrong. It could also be that maybe it's not merged or something, but well, it is merged, but maybe there's some testing step that I've missed there. So I've just added it to here. So what this will do now is we come in here, because I've removed the inner blocks property. I'm going to get prompted to pick a pattern again. I should anyway. So let's refresh this. Move this over a little bit. I'm going to go in here. So now if I go choose and I go to my little list here, you can see that I've got, which I know it's this one. So this is the one that I've created, right? Like that. And so that works. I don't know why the background color and all that stuff is there. It just is. It's just there. Oh, because it's got all this junk in here. So I've added, so we can just get rid of all that. But anyways, this is just some color stuff that is really has nothing to do with what we're doing here. But yeah, so that's the other way of doing it. Now you can do both. We can also do both. So now that we have this pattern set, right, available to us, we can also do our inner blocks. So if we, So we want to do inner blocks. But the way this will work is we can delete this now. I'm going to update this, just keep this nice and clean. So we insert our query streams. It's going to automatically give us this template based on these query args, right? So post author to and all that stuff. But if you don't like this, we can come up here, right? And we could replace, and we can choose a pattern, and then we can come in here and we can find our pattern that is apparently broken. Oh, I think because I did something in here. What did I do? We're just gonna put all that stuff back. I'm sure that's what it is. Okay, let's try. Huh? Let's see. Did it break it? Did it work? Did it work? No, it broke again. Okay, well, I probably did something stupid. I need to reload. Live demos. What can go wrong? Twist stream. Okay, so it's that. I'm gonna go ahead and come in here and replace. I'm gonna choose a pattern. Scroll down, and then here's my pattern. Now I can just replace with that same pattern. So this is very cool. I think this is super duper powerful because now we have very specific controls over a lot of our query, and I think that's super important. I'm going to show you the render block thing now because that was number 2 on the poll. Cool. Okay, so now let's go through how we would. Okay, so we used to do things. All right, let me back up here. First things first. I'm going to close that down. Then this one, and this one, and that one, and this thing. So this is what we're going to talk about next. This is the new render field that's been added. And so it used to be, so when you have a dynamic block, what used to have to happen is you would go into your in here, right? You would have a render callback. Oops. Okay. Can I just do that? There we go. You'd register a register callback function. This function would then do some stuff in here. In our case, we are going to like require a plugin. Sorry, we're going to acquire a template and do all that. And then in our template, we've got all this goodness, right? Okay, cool. So what we would do is we would then, we'd have to do all this. So we have to put this into our registration. So now what's been added is this new render file or render property inside of block.json, which is super cool because now all we have to do is point it to a particular file. In our case, I have a render test.php. That's all it does. Right, so that's all it's in there. We can now get rid of this. Right, we don't need that anymore. We just register the register our plugin, right? In block.json, we're gonna do this, and then we'll see what happens. So now something to consider here, and I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna clear this. I'm gonna go clear cd into plugins, and this is what load when seen. Okay, so the thing that we have to still do is there's a flag that was added to copy PHP files. And what this does, this flag, when you add it to start or build, it will copy any PHP that's inside your source folder into your build folder. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's a pull request to automate this process because like when we just refer to it, the scripts package will know to copy that file. I don't think it works right. I don't think it's part of Gutenberg 14.1, so it probably won't get into. Well, I don't think it's been released with the package, the scripts package yet. So the packages kind of operate a little bit outside the realm of release times, especially like scripts and create block and stuff like that, because we can kind of the packages get updated every 2 weeks when the Gutenberg plugin is released. So it'll probably be in the next version of that, but right now I'm pretty sure we still have to run this. But what we should be able to do, npm run start, is we should now be able to get into here, and I'm just going to get out of here. And where's my, I'm going to go, I'm going to add a new post here just so we can go. This is going to be render property. I'm going to say graph. And now if I go, I have a load when seen block, which it's just a random block that I found. So now we got this, right? So we can save this. We're going to publish this. I'm going to see what's on the post. Now, hopefully we'll see I'm a render test spit out. So let's see what happens. Boom. Oh, look at that. I'm a render test. So why is this behind the flag? Why wouldn't you want PHP files in your block copied into the dist folder? You may not. There may be reasons you don't want to. It's not. We don't want to blindly copy everything. I think Crowdbot. Oh, this is the question. Let me just. You wouldn't have any need for this there could be PHP files that don't even need to be part of your block, because you can also customize the source directory. You could have things in there that don't need to be built to be moved over. What this does, I mean, it's an all or nothing flag, right? If you have all static blocks, but you happen to have a PHP file that sits in there that say registers all your blocks, you don't want that moved into your build directory, because then you don't want it. But I can see why you would. So that's why it's behind the flag right now. You have to opt into it. What's going to make it a lot easier. Oh, thanks for the follow, Alamani. We have to look at it from multiple points of view and multiple use cases. Now, the thing with this render property, Cryo, is that when this is finished, so right now we don't need to tell Webpack, for example, we don't need to tell Webpack where index.js, where this stuff is. It figures it out. It finds it and does that stuff. So the idea is that the render, when you refer to a file, it will be just built and moved over. So you won't need, not built, it will just be copied over. So you won't need to run this flag. But this flag was a temporary, sorry, I shouldn't say that. It wasn't temporary. This flag was built for a different reason. Had to be able to move all of the templates into the build process. So we may not end up needing this once that's built. That's a long rambling story. So so that is really it. And that's a huge big win, because we've just saved a bunch of code. So all we have to do now is we can just go, if you have, I don't need this, I'm just going to delete this. So in our template here, we have all this, we can refresh. Now we've got that, right? Which is what this is. So this means that your templates can be a lot simpler. So you can see where it registers stuff. You see we have all these is static variant, is dynamic variant. There's a lot of stuff that we're trying to that needs to be spit out based on whether or not it's dynamic or static. All that goes away because it's all handled by a block.json now. So when you register your block, you would literally just call it like this, right? You just give it the path to your block.json file, which it makes things way simpler, right? Makes scaffolding easier, makes, it keeps all your files in a single place, right? The one thing you'll still need to probably do this. Actually, let's see what this does. So there was a create, so this block, What did this block do again? Oh, there's some JavaScript that got enqueued when it got loaded. So what is this? Oh god. So it's not actually being enqueued because the template needs to enqueue it. So let's grab this, and we're gonna need that, and then put it in the template. So we'll put it here. Right. So this should enqueue the script. So what is this thing gonna do now? I don't even remember. There we go. So now we've just enqueued our script like normal, and it's all inside our template. So we don't have to have I really like this because this is fun, but what I don't like is we have this here, but then our markup gets in here, and then we have this object output buffering thing going on, and then returning all that. So it makes it a bit cleaner. So you're just literally calling the things that you need to call inside that. So that one works. So that's a super cool thing that I quite like. Hopefully that'll help, right? That'll make templating a lot simpler because it's all in the block.json, and it should hopefully drive adoption a bit better. Really? Can you use? Yeah, you should be able to. So this thing should be. Now let me just say I haven't tested this. I think we should have access to attributes. Can I do? I can. Wow. Okay, attributes and what's it? Content, and I think, oh my God, right. And then block. I think. Let me just see what happens. So this is a question. This is a good question. Where'd that go? So Akiyamano is asking this question. Can we get attributes and template.php? So the way that it would work normally is this function that you would create, your callback function has access to these, to the attributes, the content, if you were using like inner blocks or something, and then the block itself. And then so you would have access to all these. Now, I think this is just going to work, but I might need to check and see what the actual name of these things are. But let's see. So we do this. There we go. So we've got, so attributes are empty because I don't think this has any. And this is content. There's no inner content for this. And this is just the entire block definition. So you do have direct access to all the things. So again, this is just taking a step out. It's taking away some busy work for block development, which I'm super excited about. I don't know if you can tell if I'm excited or not, but I'm pretty damn excited about it. Now we're going to talk about block-based template parts, and I'm totally stealing Justin's content, like completely. Justin is awesome, and yeah, he's awesome. So I highly recommend that you give this a read. Cool. So, all right. So let's do some of this stuff. Okay. Let me just see. All right. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to switch to a theme that is not a. I'm going to switch to a theme that is not a block theme. I'm going to switch to, what is this? 2021 activated, right? It's not a block theme. I'm going to look in here, right? So my themes, we should have 2021, which is right here. So there's no block, there's no theme.json in here. You see that? This is just a very basic theme, and it's all grayed out because I have it get ignored. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about doing some of this stuff. So we got all these. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right. So now I'm just going to kind of scoot through here and kind of do the Coles notes. Highly recommend reading this whole post, which I did post it in the chat somewhere. So I'll have a look. But basically, the first thing that we need to do is we need to add theme support. So I'm going to just see what we got in the functions. This should be like a. You know what, I'm just gonna add it way at the bottom. Why not? I'm just gonna do add action after theme setup, right? So this is gonna be enabling block template parts, and this is just my PHP-CS giving me grief because it just likes to make my life difficult. Okay, so this is gonna add theme support for block template parts. Again, you need to have the Gutenberg plugin enable there. I wish I had I need a button. I'm going to build a button that says enable the plugin. Yes. Okay. I get you. Okay, cool. So that's the first thing that we do. So this creates a new template. So now let's look. So we have this. I'm going to go to the dashboard. Under appearance, we have template parts. So that should have enabled that. Okay, cool. Now I just want to go back. So that was under appearance, template parts, theme file editor. So if I disable that now, that should go away, right? It does. Okay, cool. So that is the first step. We got to enable that thing. So what's he doing next? Okay, we go in there. Once he puts out a key, my first few tests place 21's header templates. So so if we go in here, we go into template parts. So there's nothing in here. Okay, cool. There's nothing in here. So now we got to get it into the code, and let's add a parts directory folder, parts, because this is, and then in here we're gonna go, header .html. All right, so that should do that. So I think if we refresh, get out of here. So if we refresh this now, does it show up? It does. Okay, so it's there. So now we can come in here and edit this all we want. It's blank right now. We can put whatever we want in there. So let's navigation block maybe. And sure, let's do that. We'll save this. We'll save this. We'll save this. So that's been saved. Template parts. We should have a header. So if you're not familiar with this, this thing means this literally means the template has been customized inside of the database. Oh, I want to try something in a second. Cool. So we can clear the customization. Okay. So now, how do we pull it in now? So this is created. So we added that. Whatever. In the themes header.php file, we're gonna replace this. Okay. So let's go in the header. We got a header here. So header. We should have. No. Where was I replacing that? Template part. Is there a get template part in here somewhere? Right there, get template part. Okay, so then this is going to get replaced with, what is it called? Block template. I'm just going to do this. Block template part header. So I think this is going to, this should just replace it with, so where am I here now? So if I go, I look at the site. Well, that's interesting. What does that mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I just need to get rid of that. Do I just need to get rid of that? Okay, so that's the header. So that's the template. So I need to probably do something a little bit prettier in here. Template parts. So on the header. So what did he do in here? Sorry, I'm clicking around like crazy. Put a group block. Okay. So we can maybe add a little group block in here. Now this can be whatever you want it to be, right? Like okay, cool. And then move this navigation into the group. We got navigation. Let's add whatever logo, site logo. Do I have a site logo? Yeah, let's make that my site logo. That sounds like a great idea. And we're gonna put it in the group. We're gonna put it in front of the navigation. Let's see the group. What's it doing? We can do it as a row. Navigation. I don't want that stupid thing. That needs to just go away. What? Get there. Off. Save. So this is just me building out the things. Now we've got this. I mean, I'm obviously not getting the CSS. I think Justin actually ran into something with that. So we did all that. So first thing was moving this 2021's files keeping full blocks. So I cut this bit of code. All right. Kept the settings as simple as possible to existing custom CSS properties. Huh. Okay. Do I need to edit this? We need to edit this. Moving here. I need another block in here. Do that, not columns. Oh, group. Oh, let's switch it to a group. And let's do that. Now maybe I need to put another group in. Size Why am I not? I'm not getting like the. Putting rows inside of groups, having a grand old time. All right, so this group. Full width. Sure. Let's see what that does. I don't know. I'm not a designer. This isn't really. I'm not very good at this. Okay. So, anyways, so that's your template. So that gets pulled in now. So what Justin is saying is that he needed to add a theme.json. So we can add that. Now you don't need to add all the bits to it. What he was adding was, let's just look here. Sorry. So he did, this is like the most basic version that you can get. So this settings, and then he added these things in. And then the other thing that he added is a template parts. So you don't have to do this. You don't have to add the template parts at all. But it does make it a little nicer to view. So if you look in template parts, like browse, you see how it's like, oh, okay, that looks like that. So you can add, oh, I need to put the schema in, I think. Schema, yeah, oops. And, I don't know where I get schema from. I'll get it from another. You know what I need to do is add, where's my schema? Schema, that's what I need. Okay, so I add that in there. The schema is super helpful because it'll just tell you what you can do. So see, let's put template parts, and then here it's an object. I'm gonna give it the, what's it, name? Name is header. Title is header, and then area. Header. I don't know what area does actually. Let's see. Sorry. So he just called it name is header. So this is like the name. This what will appear as a header up there. So when we refresh this now, you can see it didn't do what it needed to do. Okay. Where did I put this? Did I do this in the wrong spot? Sometimes there's some caching that needs to be dealt with. Let's see if that's the problem. Let's just activate that, and then we'll activate. What was that? 2021? Yes. Activate. Go back into template parts. Oh, sorry. The name is like the machine-friendly name. The title is what's going to appear in there. That's what I was doing wrong. So this is still not working. Why are you being stupid? What did I do wrong here? Just gonna grab that. This should be exactly the same. And then maybe I need to, again, flush the cache again. So I'm gonna activate that. And then activate that. Go into template parts. Why are you being stupid? Yeah, the clear customizations should just kill the like if you look in parts, we can see that this is like actually empty. So this will just revert back to this. We can try it. Oh, look at that. It must clear caches and stuff too. But now if we look back in there, like if we edit this, it's going to be completely blank again. So all that work, Corey, gone. I don't care. It's all good. Group, and we're gonna go inner blocks use content width. Yeah, that's right. I don't care, Corey. I'm just giving you a hard time. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm gonna add another block. What is this? What is this? What is this? Template reverted. So the group, gather blocks, and then we're gonna go. Gonna add a little like title, whatever title. But what am I doing? Site. Title, Twitch streams. That's got to go in there in the row, and then let's see. Okay, save, and just do this. Twitch streams, because that's huge. Why not? Oh, no, I think I put it inside a group or something, didn't I? A group. Yeah. Oh, just one, not two. Delete that. Remove group. grab this, plunk it in there, and then group should be, I don't even know what I'm doing here. So let's go row. We're gonna go full width and just go for it. And that is full width. Did I not align the center? I don't even know anymore. Yeah. There we go. Cool. So the worst possible header that you can do. So that's kind of it. But I mean, you can do this to register all kinds of stuff, right? Like let's say you wanted to have best. Yeah. No, I know. I'm also an expert at header design. Didn't you know that? So yeah. So now you can just pull these things in. So now I want to double check this. I want to see if I get rid of this, if it just figures out where it is. Okay. So it does figure it out. So you can put your parts in here. You don't need to necessarily add them to template parts. Yeah. So you know what I really wanted to show? Do I have it in here? Install plugins. Where's that? Create block. No. Where is that theme block? Maybe I don't have it here. There's a plugin that is awesome, and it's, what is it? Create theme block. Create block theme. Block theme. I'm not gonna be able to find it here. This is it. So this should be the one. Okay, yeah. So if I installed it, so this thing is super cool. I had never used it until WordCamp US when I was at Daisy Olson's workshop on block themes. So what it does is it gives you this this interface, so you can export a theme, you can create a child of your theme, you can clone a theme, overwrite theme, create blank theme, all that stuff, create a style variation, you can do all these things. But what's really cool is it will allow you to go into, like in here in your editor, and if you browse all templates, so all these things that have been updated in the database, you can actually write that to the file system, which is super cool, because otherwise what you had to do is, where did you even do that? You had to go to the site, you had to come in here, you had to export everything, copy and paste the files over. That's a bit of a pain in the butt. So this little tool makes life so much easier. So if you've done so if I had this plugin installed before I reset everything, I could have saved it and actually writes it to the file system, which is super, super awesome. Sweet. All right, cool. I'm gonna let you all go, but it's just, yeah, and I'll chat with you later. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content about Gutenberg and WordPress development.